Hello, this is a review of the Tul 2020-2021 Teacher Planner. This is the Office Depot Office Max brand name for notebook systems. Specifically with this notebook system, it is a disc-bound system in which these little discs hold different sheets of paper that you can just push into place. When I was looking for new planners, teacher planners specifically, I was looking for something that was more like a notebook but didn't feel so final like a spiral bound notebook, and was more like a binder where I could punch different pieces of paper and add them in as needed. So it was like a binder but still acts like a notebook at the same time. Little bit of information about myself. I have been a teacher for 12 years. I have experience teaching both elementary school and middle school. So I'll be reviewing this from the lens of both perspectives as elementary and secondary. So first things first, this is a 9" by 11¼ inch. So pretty standard size. A little bit larger notebook, and this cover is pretty sturdy. It's a really nice soft material. I could see that if you're not too careful with it, that it could get damaged easily. What's nice about the Tul system is that they have multiple replaceable covers. So if you did want to change this out for a different color or different texture, they have all sorts of things available. And it's quite easy to do because this just snaps out and you can put it back. Of course, the covers are going to be a lot more sturdy than the pages inside. Now, when you are opening this for the first time, it's overwhelming but awesome all at once. There's this cool organizer that has all of these neat little sticky flags, and they're slightly transparent, so you can use that to tab different things or mark it throughout your planner. And it comes on a clear, sturdy plastic little, I don't want to say ruler because it's more just like a bookmark maybe that you could use later on, or just you leave it in the front to hold your sticky notes. This right here, the stickers are absolutely stunning. They're bright, they are a matte finish, and I can just tell by the texture that you could write with them. Write with any of your favorite pens on them. Mine personally is probably going to be, the tried and true flare tip pen that most teachers love and adore. So this is awesome. The stickers are very nice. Don't know how they stick yet though. This first page here is a overview, general information. However, just something to keep in mind, I would be very cautious about putting down different websites in your username and passwords. That's not very secure. So more than likely, I would not use this page, so that really is up to you. What's nice, if I decide not to use this page, I can just easily take it out and put it in a different folder to refer to later if I changed my mind and want to use it. So because I'm not going to use it, I'm going to go ahead and take it out. The back page is a note page, but there's plenty of other note pages in the back. So this here is a 2020 reference calendar, and of course, we don't really have to worry about the first half of the year. Let's focus on the second half of the year. I'm a little bit surprised that with an academic teacher planner that it didn't have the academic year, but that's okay. On the back, they do have a 2021 reference calendar there, so you can put important dates or highlight them, color code. You can use some of those stickers. This over here has holidays and special dates. You could add to those. This is where I usually like to add birthdays for students for birthdays for my family members. Nice to have everything all nice and neat. Other side, this is 2021 and then goes to June 2021. So January to June. And this here is a section for birthdays. Again, I believe that on this, there's plenty of space to add. You could keep this as birthdays if you teach elementary. I don't see anything wrong with that. Do what you'd like. It's your planner. I think what I would do is use this more as a curriculum mapping tool. Just white out where it says birthdays and use it to do some long range planning. I am also in the, let me rephrase, I'm the MTSS coordinator and assessment coordinator at my building, so I could even use this for different meetings coming up or trainings or different assessments that will be coming up throughout the year, and maybe tracking some data cycles. Lots of cool things I can do with this. This is a seating chart. I know some people like to do theirs digital. I know different information systems different districts have. You can do your own seating charts on there. I really like the graph paper for this. With these seating charts, they are front to back, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 of these front to back. So if you think about that, that's 8. So either 8 classes or 8 subject areas if you chose to do a seating chart. Or if you want to just take it out, you can take them out. This is kind of a weird section. I'm not quite sure how I would use this. It's a classroom absentee and tardiness log. The system that we use at my school is Infinite Campus, and it takes attendance and tracks it for us. So I'm not sure if I would include this in my binder. I might change it to be something else, like maybe a student contact log or parent communication log instead. There are 1, 2, 3 pages of these front to back, so keep that in mind. Here's another, actually this is what it was intended for, a year plan, a yearly overview from July to June, so you could do some more curriculum mapping here. It's always a good idea, whether you're elementary or secondary, to have an idea, year at a glance, know where you're going with your curriculum. Here is a note page. It's kind of randomly placed here. I think I would maybe put all the note pages together, not quite sure, but there it is. And this is a dashboard to the start of the months. Now on here, I can zoom in really quick, hold on. So on here it has July, August, September, October, and the tabs are really nice, really sturdy, and it has a really pretty metallic font on them. And before each month there is this dashboard, and there's a section for different goals that you might want to accomplish throughout the month. There's a to-do list with an emails to send column, so maybe you could write a list of action items that you need to take care of, and then use the check boxes like, oh, I sent this email. Or you could have them 2 separate ways, but it's nice, neat, and organized. Love it. With the whole month, it's a 2-page spread, a Sunday start, and it has grid lines, which is awesome because it helps everything look nice and neat and clean, linear. It has the previous month followed by the next month, where you can look back, look forward. I love this as well. It has a to-do list, which is awesome. Love my to-do lists. This is where you could probably use more of those awesome stickers. For July, I usually try to take a break from schoolwork in July because we all deserve a break. So I probably won't include July, just to keep the weight of the actual planner down a little bit. Then it goes into August. And this is game time, right? August 1st is kind of when things get rolling around, at least where I teach. And same thing, it has the 2-page spread, and then it just keeps going. So something that I recommend, or something I'm going to do. Now, before I actually put this in here, I'll take this out. The next page, let me go back to the August monthly spread. Now, typically how your planner would come right afterwards, you would have a note page, and then you would have the September dashboard. September, note page, October dashboard. Now, it goes through all the way to June, which is fine, but then all the way there, then you get another lesson plan, year overview. If you choose to use that or not, that's fine, that's up to you. But then that's where you get into your weekly planning pages. I'm going to leave this here, I'm not going to snap those back in for a reason. So what I really like about the weekly lesson plan page, I like how open it is. Their columns are wide enough. There's enough grid lines in there for me to add just what I need, the most critical pieces of whatever it is that I'm teaching at the time. The week number, it's blank, so you can add in dates, you can customize it, add color, with those fancy flare pens of yours or whatever it is that you use. And another feature that I like is that the days of the week are presented vertically. For me, that is very important because I use Google and Google Calendar for pretty much everything at school. And Google Calendar is also presented with the days of the week vertically. And so to me, it just makes more sense. And the subject and time, it's horizontal. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different sections that you can add. If you only have 6 preps, great. And then maybe you could use that last row for notes, or there's even room to add in meetings. Of course, you can add the stickers in. So the reason why I didn't snap those back into place right here, because my idea, and I'm not sure if I want to do that, I think I'll set it up the way I want it to be set up, and then I'll make another video of how I set it up. What my thinking is once there is the 2-month spread like this, that right after that, I want to add in my weekly lesson plan. This is so awesome. The pages just slip right in. You do have to press down on the discs because you want them to stay in place and ensure that they're not going to go anywhere. So with that, for August, we don't start back with kids until the 17th, so I only need 2 full weeks of lesson plan pages for August. Now, with this setup, the only downside that I could see happening, so this would be that first week that I need plans, the second week that I need plans, then there would be that odd man out. So not sure how it's going to work until I actually file them behind each month and see what I have left over, because with those lesson plan pages, with these, there are 40 weeks worth. So I would have to see how that evens out. I believe I could order extra pages of these if I needed to. So I'll play around with that, and maybe I'll make another video to show how that worked out. That's pretty cool. Well, while I'm at this, something that was really neat that I was worried about, but I think won't be a concern. The reason why the disc-bound system was attractive to me is that I can fold back and take notes just like I would with a regular notebook. And that's what I love about notebooks, is that it feels more compact and the pages are in there. Like they're not coming out unless you're like really, you know, beating up your planner, which, you know, teachers, I don't really see us doing that. So again, 40 weeks worth. I'll play around with putting, you know, different amount of weeks behind each month. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. We'll see how it goes. Then the next section is the grade book section. This has 33 slots for names, and let's see, 15 assignments worth. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 front to back pages of this grade book. Now this is awesome. I am just going to throw this out there though. My system, Infinite Campus, where I do my online grades, I usually just print off the blank spreadsheets that have the student names on them already. That way I don't have to spend hours and hours recopying student names down. So another thing that you could use this for is for MTSS, or the RTI process, and keeping track of student names and their progress monitoring data. For this next page, or next section I should say, this is student and parent contact info. I will not use this section, and the main reason why is this is secure information. Just like I wouldn't put my email info, or you know, my usernames and passwords at that front page. If my planner were to ever get lost, I wouldn't want anyone to have access to that information. Just like I want to protect the identities of my students and my parents, I wouldn't want their information to get out. So this will be coming out. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and start taking it out. You don't want to take out too many pages at a time, because you might accidentally rip pages. You don't want to do that. I'd say 2 pages at a time is pretty good. Okay. Again, student health info. This is pretty confidential information, and is that good to know, and good to know what students' allergies are and stuff? Absolutely. But again, if I, you know, had to go get my oil changed and thought, oh, I can catch up on some lesson planning while I'm there, and forget it, I wouldn't want student health information to be compromised. I absolutely love this section. It is a classroom behavior tracker. So as being an MTSS coordinator, one of the most important things is really truly tracking student behavior. You know, as teachers, we know that. Like, what is the student doing? How often is it happening? Am I communicating with parents? What was the incident? What was the consequence or the reward? You know, you could use this for good behaviors too, because parents love to get positive phone calls and positive emails as well. So this is awesome to track both positive and negative behaviors and work with your RTI or MTSS team to figure out how to get the behaviors you want to see with those students. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 front to back pages of these. So lots of room. This is really awesome, especially if you are an elementary teacher. Secondary teachers, I know it's a little bit harder to do field trips, so it could work for you as well. This is just an idea for different field trips. Now, it's not in all honesty, it's not that realistic to plan a field trip for every single month, but it might get those ideas going and flowing and, you know, spark some of that creativity. My only issue with this is that there are 1, 2, so a total of 4, you know, because it's 2 front to back pages of yearly field trip ideas. That's a lot. So I would probably take these out and refer to them if I need them. Odds are, especially with this upcoming year being a little bit questionable, field trips probably are going to be of the virtual kind. So hey, maybe I'll leave one of them in there and start thinking of virtual field trips. That's not a terrible idea. Plus, I like demonstrating how easy it is to take the pages out. I'm going to keep all the extra ones in a file if I need them later. This is awesome. The field trip planner, you know, destination, where is it? You know, when do you need to leave the school to get there? When do you need to leave the place to come back on time? Who are your chaperones? What is the goal? This is so fabulous, especially when you are trying to present your field trip idea to your administration and justify why it's a good field trip to have in the first place. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 front to back pages of these. So again, I would probably just keep 1 in here, and I'm going to take the remaining pages. All right, I just took out 3 pages at once. It worked okay. Not bad at all. And then I'll refer to those other pages if I need them, but 1 in there is fine for now. Now in the back, these are just some blank note pages, which is really handy, the lined paper. I have been a middle school math teacher for the last few years, and I have really grown accustomed to taking pretty much all of my notes on graph paper or grid paper. And Tul, they make graph refill page inserts that you can put into the disc bound systems. So more than likely, I will be adding this paper into the disc bound planner. And this was a pleasant surprise. Tul decided to add an area code and time zone map. Thought that was quite interesting. I haven't seen one of these in a very long time. Not sure why they chose to add this, but it's kind of neat. So there's that. And Tul also decided to add a world map. Pretty cool if you teach geography or social studies, or if you want to brush up on your trivia. It's pretty cool. This is an insert, a ruler insert that's plastic, pretty sturdy. It's pretty loud when you take it out of the disc. You could use this as a bookmark. That way you could easily flip to what week you're on. This is a pocket that has a place in the front and back to insert those pages. I did purchase a special hole puncher that will punch holes in the special holes for the disc bound system. That way I could place papers from team meetings or meetings with admin, professional developments, or just those weird important papers that you get from the office. Just that way they're all in one place, like kind of a command center, if you will, but the way everything is all together. I also purchased a couple of other goodies to help customize. They had these really cute tab dividers. I'm not sure if I will use all of them or some of them, but with my binder I usually have dividers to separate out different things, and I thought, why not? Plus it already has the custom disc bound punch. Some other things that I also got to help me with this they have these cute little notepads that, I don't know about you, I go through sticky notes all the time, and this is awesome. You could keep this lying around your desk or whatever and take your notes, and just peels right off, and you can stick it into your disc bound planner wherever you need it to be. So I'll just demonstrate that really quick. So that's cool, and then just take it out when those items are done or addressed. This little item was on sale. It's another to-do list pad. I don't know if I'll use all of it. That's a lot of to-do lists, but I just liked the color with that, the gradient color scheme there. And this is front to back, so you could use it, and it just peels right off as well. So again, I go through a ton of sticky notes. Maybe that would help with that. I don't know. Sticky notes are pretty awesome though. I'll probably keep using that. So again, a couple of key things to highlight. The fact that it doesn't have that permanent feeling of a spiral bound. The fact that I can add my own papers to it later on. The fact that I can take pages out that I don't want or need, like these. You know, look how easy that is. If you had other types of teacher planners, you know, especially the ones that are spiral bound, you wouldn't have that flexibility to truly customize and make your planner your own. I've spent many years making templates myself on Word and Doc and PowerPoint, and some years I've had them spiral bound, some years I've put them into a binder. I liked the spiral bound feel, so this gives me that spiral bound feel with the discs, right? Plus I have that convenience of flipping it back using this side or using this side. Then I also love my binders because I can add to it as much as I want, and you can do that with the disc bound system. So, highly, highly, highly recommend. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.